Good evening, everyone. Welcome you all out to Green County. First game of 2019. We'd ask at this time if everyone please rise and face the American flag at the west lobby entrance for the playing of our national anthem. Starting lineup first for the Nettleton Lady Raiders. Number 3, Ilana Eaton. Number 4, Maya Love. Number 5, Courtney Crippen. Number 11, Deja Young. And number 15, Tylee Wolford Bird. Now starting for your Lady Eagles, number 2, Brooke Barnes. Number 3, Kinley Pritchard. Number 12, Sabrina Kelly. Number 20, Shelby Adams. And number 24, Tiffany Grambling.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in tonight. We've got ourselves a pretty exciting matchup between your Greene County Tech Lady Eagles and the Nettleton Lady Raiders. Jackson, the Nettleton Lady Raiders coming into this game 11-1. Our Lady Eagles coming in at 7-4. Jackson, what are you looking forward to most about this game?
I'm looking forward to the fact that it's kicking off 2019 basketball, especially for us getting up here to call it. Both teams are on an incredibly hot start, and we're really looking forward to seeing which team is most fit to make a long run. And I think we're about to get some more answers to that tonight.
Yes, sir. And so now we're going to start it out with Lady Eagle basketball. Kinley Pritchard out on the right side of the arch. Now Barnes with it. Kellett down low. Sends it back outside the arch to Pritchard. Pritchard over to Barnes. Barnes thought about it. Back over to Adams now. Adams down to Grambling. Grambling pulls up. No good. It's going to come just a little bit short. And there's a scrap for the ball. Kinley Pritchard's going to come up with it. She's going to drive and kick it over to Adams. Adams over to Barnes. Barnes pulls up. And it's not going to be good either. That one's a little too much on it. So now coming down with this one for the Lady Raiders. So you're not getting a number on her. That's number 4. That's Love. Number 5 with it at the top of the key. That's Crippen. Sends this one over to Wofford Bird. Young at the top of the key now. And that's Crippen with it now again. Now over to Eaton. Eaton getting their hand on the ball for the first time. And this one right here is Young. Back over to Eaton. Looking for their shot. Crippen with it now over on the right arc. Now here's number 4. The Nettleton Raiders, or Lady Raiders, excuse me. No good. That was Love on the shot attempt.
A lot of ball movement there for not really the shot you were still looking for. They should have just pushed it back out and tried that some more. Eventually something's going to break loose.
And now we have Tiffany Grambling at the top here. She thinks about the shot. She's going to pull up. Even with the contact, she's not going to get that one to go.
A combined 0 for 4 to start the game.
Here's Young driving. All kinds of moves on her way up. She's going to get fouled, but that bucket will not drop. So now we've got Young with the first free throw attempts of the night. She'll get 2. And she gets her first one to fall.
The first point on the board tonight. And Shelby Adams is going to come down with the rebound off that missed one. Tiffany Grambling's going to bring this one up. Hands it off to Barnes. Barnes picks Shelby Adams out on that one, who sends it to Kinley Pritchard. Shelby's back with the ball, and she's driving in, and she's fouled on the way up.
And you know she saw something there. That was exactly how they wanted that play to set up. She had a straight cut into the basket, but not able to get that one up. She's going to get fouled. So now she's got the opportunity to try to make it from the charity stripe. She makes her first attempt. And she's going to make both of those. This one's over to Eaton. Eaton pulls up, and that one's way too much on that one. But then here's Young with the putback.
Tiffany Grambling inbounds this one to Brooke Barnes. Coming up with it, passes it back to Tiffany Grambling. Kinley Pritchard's got it out wide.
Now she's got it at the top of the arc here. She's going to try to make something happen here. And a nice pick set there by Adams. Kinley to the cup, and it's not going to fall, but she will be fouled. Fouled right there by Crippen. She's going to get 2 shots here. Makes the first.
Ties this game up early.
Here comes the second attempt now, and she is going to make both from the charity stripe. Here's Crippen now at the top of the key. And that right there, Love right there on the drive and finish. Here's Brooke Barnes now on the right arc right there. And then here's Kinley Pritchard from deep. Too much on that one, and she's going to overshoot it by just a little bit and hit iron. Now here's Crippen with it, top of the key. Over to Bird. Bird's going to send this one over to, that's number 4 there, Love. Eaton with it now, trying some moves, and gets Kinley Pritchard in the air. She's not going to get that shot to fall, though.
She had a good-looking handle on that one, but just unfortunately couldn't put that one back in.
Had Pritchard in the air and just couldn't capitalize on that. And now here's Grambling with it at the top of the key. And here's Barnes driving. Thought about that shot. She's not going to pull it, though. Here's Kellett over to Barnes again. And that's number 4 there on the steal, Love. Now here's Love driving to the cup. And she's going to get that one to fall.
A great little cut in between the defenders there. Tiffany Grambling trying to make quick work of that one, but looks like a Nettleton Raider's going to knock that one out.
Here's Barnes on the inbound. Here's Grambling now. Over to Pritchard. Pritchard pulls up. It's not going to fall for her.
Still yet to see a 3 fall in this game, Caden.
And they end up with the ball again. Here's Adams. Not going to get it to fall. Here's Kellett with the rebound. Kellett goes back up. Can't get it to fall. So after an unfortunate series of events there, and she tries to save that ball there. She doesn't get there in time. Now here's Shelby Adams on the inbound. There's Love on the attempt. Barnes is going to take this one up the court. And Crippen trying to make something happen here. Not able to get it, though.
Possession error is going to send that one back to Nettleton.
Number 22 subbing in now.
And with only 3 minutes here about left in this game, a surprisingly lower score so far, 7-4.
Benford going to sub in for Wofford Bird. Here's Grambling with it at the top of the key. Now here's Brooke driving. And Eaton's going to come right over and steal that one. She's going to try to take it to the cup. And a nice dish right there at the end to Benford.
A great pass. Just the defender was not expecting. I'm not even too sure that they knew that that player was behind them.
That was just a nice dish right there. Way to be unselfish and get that one to the open player. Now Grambling. Her usual spot at the top of the key. Here's Barnes driving. Kicks this one over to Shelby Adams. Adams driving. Now back to Barnes. Here's Adams with a pick. And Love with another steal almost. And here's Grambling now. Grambling trying to make something happen against Benford. And another steal here. Here's Young driving over Tiffany Grambling. And the Lady Raiders surging. Here's Shelby Adams for a 3. Bang! She finally is going to get that shot to fall.
Breaks that streak.
So that one puts them right back in it here. And a little too much on that foul right there. More than ball. That's Shelby Adams' first foul. Here's Young now. She's not going to make her first attempt.
Brooke Justice and Elizabeth Knoll subbing in on that one for Greene County Tech. As number 11, Deja Young, gets that one to sink. Shelby Adams taking that one back, passes it to Kinley Pritchard, passes it to Brooke Barnes. Elizabeth Knoll out on the side.
Now here's Pritchard over to Adams. Adams with the open three. Too much on that one, all iron. And that shot not going to count. I believe it was a double dribble. And they're going to stop play now so they can inbound it. Here's Justice now. Guarded closely by Benford. A nice little handoff to Kinley Pritchard. Back over to Justice. Made her way all the way around the court. She's driving. A little too late there. Now here's Pritchard. Pritchard driving. A dish over to Justice. A nice little one-handed snag. Now here's Justice with it again. They're going to slow things down now. A nice pick set by Adams. Here's Pritchard. Top of the key. I think they might be trying for the last shot here, Jackson. Or never mind, as Justice drives. Too much on that one. She gets her own rebound. Kinley Pritchard from three. No good. Just an unlucky hop there. It hit right on the rim.
Still not going their way, Caden. Only one of this whole first quarter and only 7 points to show for it.
And at the end of one period here, the Lady Raiders on top, 14-7.
So, Caden, after we've seen so far in this first quarter, what are some of the big things you think Tech's going to have to correct?
It's a lot of the ball movement's there. They're getting the ball around. They're not forcing up any bad shots. That's not the thing. The shots that they're taking aren't bad. They're working the ball around like they always do. That's their whole game plan. They want to space the floor, look for the best shot, and they're doing that. But it's a lot of missed opportunities because these shots aren't falling for them.
Right, just breaking out of that cold streak. And kind of what you were noting on, they are doing great at getting that ball back even when they do miss it. But they just can't get out of that habit. It's just going a little bit left or a little bit right or just putting a little bit too much on it. And it's really costing them in this game. Gratefully enough, they have managed to keep Nettleton within 7 points. But how long can they continue to do that if their shots don't start falling?
And now here's Wofford Bird on Grambling. Here's Eaton now. And Justice with the ball.
Barnes fell down on that one, managed to still kind of pick herself back up and get that one out. Justice kicks it over to Grambling, puts it up, and it's going to go down for the second three for the Wayne County Golden Eagles.
And a nice shot there by Young.
Barnes bringing this one up.
Grambling with it now. Not going to get that one to fall. And right now on the breakaway, here's Eaton, I believe. Eaton's going to throw up a shot.
It looks like there's a player hurt on this end of the court. Tiffany Grambling cannot get that one to fall, but it will end up Nettleton ball.
And now here's Love kicking over to Woodruff. Woodruff throws up a shot and way too much on that one. And that one's going to go all the way out of bounds. Now, Barnes with this one. Over to Grambling. Wofford Bird playing nice defense. Here's Justice now. Justice with a spin move, driving and making.
Gets in there and puts that one up. A great way to get between those defenders on that. Number 4 is pushing through, and Brooke Barnes breaks that one up, but they're going to call a foul on it.
Who's that with the shot? That's Love. She'll get 2 attempts here. Not going to get the first one to fall. But will get the second one.
Molly gets double teamed on that one, manages to find it out to Kinley Pritchard. Sends it out to Tiffany Grambling. Back in Barnes' hands. She puts a 3 up and it goes down. Woodruff up at the top of the key. Sends it out to Eaton. Looking for her shot. Passes it to number 15 down low. It's going to be a foul, sending them to the line. Wofford Bird going to get sent to the line after that foul by Elizabeth Knoll. She's going to sink her first. make it 1 for 2 from the line, but it looks like Nettleton's going to end up with their own rebound, and they're going to call it backcourt violation on that one. Wasn't fast enough across the line. Going to end up being Eagle ball either way. Brooke Barnes is going to bring this one up. Looking for options. Tiffany Gramling's there for her.
And she's going to send this one over to DeHart. DeHart with it over to Pritchard. Pritchard on the far right side. Now this one over to Barnes. Barnes guarded closely by Love. This one over to DeHart. DeHart driving. Kicks out to Noel. Noel back to DeHart. And almost stolen there by Love. She's quick. Couldn't quite get her hand on that one, though.
Made a great move for that one, but just that half a second in between whenever it would have been a foul and a steal, she got the back end of that.
And here's Barnes with it. Barnes to Kellett on the run. Fouled in the act of shooting. Couldn't quite get that one to fall.
Going to get her chance from the line, though. Can bring this one within one possession. She sinks both. And it looks like she's off to a good start with the one. And she sinks both.
Here's Young driving. And a quick two right down to the other end of the court.
That's been something both these teams have really been trying to push one way or the other. They want to make sure to get those defenders on the back of their feet. And that one just about worked out. Going to have the chance to get 3 points from the line here, or 3 points in total. And she manages to do just that. Tiffany Gramling inbounds this one to Brooke Barnes. She's going to bring it up. Looks like it's going to get stolen out here by number 11.
That's Young again. Young with a nice dish over to Eaton. Eaton with a quick move down to Watford Bird.
Showing off her specialty so far in this game. Doing great with the handling and with the passing vision.
And so far in this one, Jackson, the Lady Raiders are on top, 25-17. Take a look at the stats here. And Young leads all scorers with 10 for the Lady Raiders, and Love with 5. And you can kind of tell at this point where we're heading. Love and Young, and it's just you can tell who the playmakers are going to be for the Lady Raiders. If you look over at the points for the Lady Eagles, it's all spread out. There's not you can tell there's not a set playmaker.
Nettleton has done a fantastic job of making sure Tech knows who to highlight whenever it comes to halftime. They know exactly which 3 players they need to factor out of this offense, and then they really have a chance to just win this one.
And Sabrina Kellett, she's not able to get that one to fall. And Eaton, that ball's going to roll off her foot. No kicked ball, though. And here's Gramling dishing to Adams, and Adams lets the ball slip out of her hand. As a coach, that's probably very frustrating.
yeah, that's one of those things that you're never going to know how many points you could have got there. You never know what your offense could have done. You had to watch a decent opportunity right there just slip out of your hands, literally.
And Love's going to have that pass stolen. And right back
just to return the favor.
And here she is right here. Easy layup.
Young did a great job of returning the favor on that one. She saw the ball get stripped and said, you know what, no, we want to keep it this way.
And here's Young right here, easy two. And the Lady Raiders surging. Timeout called.
Those points are going to put them up by 12 here with only 2:46 left in the second quarter. And as this timeout ends, we look to start the end of the first half. Brooke Barnes is going to get this one. Working around the screen, Kinley Pritchard gets it.
She's trying to find somebody in.
Had two players on her there and couldn't quite manage to get it up court, but she got it there now.
The trap in full effect.
Yeah, it looked like it was about to work.
Nothing she could do. She was pinned right there on that sideline, court side and backcourt. She had no options, but luckily she found a way out of it. Here's Barnes with it over to Adams. Here comes Pritchard, now top of the key. And left corner here, Sabrina Kellett, sized up by Young. She's going to drive. And no foul called. And the scoreboard has been shut off. But
we've got it back now.
Right back
Minor
to it.
technical difficulty.
Game was slowed down so that can get taken care of.
Brooke Barnes is going to come away with that steal. She's got to put it up, and she manages to get that one to fall to bring the Lady Eagles up to 19 points.
That was a scary moment there because she was being trailed pretty hard by Lady Raider.
As well as that one taking its sweet time going actually and just rolling across the rim for a couple seconds there.
Brooke Justice now checking into this one. And a pass to Tiffany Gramling, driving. And
charge is called there.
A charge right there. We'll change possessions and give the Lady Raiders this one. Here's Young, a nice dish over to Benford. Now here's Justice. She's going to slow things down. And a pass cross court was intended, but instead it's right into Eaton's hands. Eaton pulls up. Not going to get it to fall. Now here's Justice with the ball again. Here's Sabrina Kellett. Pulls up from deep. too much on that one.
Both teams trying to get that last second just burst of offense before we go ahead and end this first half. And neither one of them really got the shot that they really like to fall.
And that one's high off the backboard. Not going to fall either. And like you said, Jackson, it's going to remain Lady Raider ball. Here's Young driving. Not going to get it to fall. She will be fouled on that attempt.
Foul starts number 31 for Justice of the Ladies. That'll be her third personal. Team foul attempt.
Her first attempt from the charity stripe. No good.
Her second try here. Not going to fall either. 0 for 2 on that trip. Foul called on number 22 there, Benford. Going to remain Eagle ball.
Checking in the ladies, number 15, Elizabeth Howell.
From what I just heard, looks like they're going for the last shot here. Pritchard with it now. Lady Raiders coach Jason Smith begging his girls not to foul here. It's Tiffany Gramling with it. Tiffany Gramling at the top of the key here. She's going to pull up from deep, not going to get it to fall. And that will be the end of the half. So at the end of the first half of action, the Lady Raiders are on top, 29-19. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you back. Excuse me. Let's throw that one
Great way
back.
to start that one.
Here we go. We're going to mess that one up once, and we'll get it right the second time. Here we go. Thank you for tuning into the second half here. As we mentioned earlier, the Lady Raiders on top, 29-19. And Jackson, we mentioned during that break, it seemed like the Lady Eagles were going to start knocking on that door again. And before we knew it, it got out of hand. There was a couple steals, and they scored off those steals and ended up with the score we have now.
Absolutely, a great series of possessions by that Nettleton team. Just repeatedly, that defense just kept attacking and attacking. A bunch of steals in a row there, kept putting them up. You couldn't do anything about it.
And I took a look at the stats here, and the leading scorer for the Lady Raiders, Deja Young, has 12. And Jackson, if we look over at the Lady Eagles, the leading scorer for the Lady Eagles is Brooke Barnes and Shelby Adams are tied with 5 points. That's a big difference. You know, you don't have someone who's making big plays if they're not even double digits yet.
Yeah, and you can really tell in the fact of just how much they're relying on specific players. Like you're mentioning, Tech is going for a more pass the ball around, see what we can find. Meanwhile, Nettleton, they're just pushing it to whoever's in the paint most of the time, which being my love.
We see Tiffany Gramling there miss a three, and now she's got a steal here, and she's going to dish this one to Barnes, and an unfriendly roll. And Kinley Pritchard throws up her circus shot and gets it to fall.
It's weird how that kind of came out, and Kinley Pritchard just falling back into that one. Managed to pull that one out the bag. Looks like it's not going to count, though.
And they won't count that shot. But, and Jackson, we mentioned earlier, and I guess a tech here goes to Eaton. And she's going to miss that first shot.
Make it 1 for 2 from the line.
She'll make that second one. And Jackson, we were talking about this one during halftime. The Lady Raiders just playing with more physicality, and they are really imposing their will on the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, it's definitely been their focal point to come in this game and just to get rough. They push the paint. They're consistently just fighting for that ball all the time. And it's worked out so far, as you can see on the scoreboard.
And we see Love there, tried to go for a little post move and forgot she had to dribble the ball.
Don't you hate when that happens?
And now here's Kinley Pritchard, back over to Brooke Barnes. Now to Gramling. Gramling guarded closely by Walford Bird. Pritchard with it now, guarded by Love. And here's Barnes now at the top of the key, guarded closely by Crippen. And now here's Pritchard again. Love just playing outstanding defense here. And now here's Gramling with it. Top of the key. Over to Barnes. And Jackson, if you just watch the defense of this Lady Raiders, every person who gets a ball up, there's a hand in their face. It's great. You love seeing it. They're man marking, obviously. They're following their person.
Yeah, the trapping, just the aggression, the tracking, anything. It's just phenomenal. They've managed to stay on top of their player every single time, and it's something that they're going to have to keep doing if they want to keep this game as spread out as they have so far.
Crippen now going to get subbed out. Woodruff will be the one to come in. And Tiffany Gramling to get some shots from the charity stripe. And she will make both of those. Now here's Eaton with it. Screen set by Young. Young on a pick and roll. Not going to come down with it.
Looks like maybe her foot crept a little bit out of bounds on that one.
And you could tell she didn't argue with it. She definitely saw that she was out too. Young with the inbound now. Over to Wofford Bird. Here's Love with it. Love. Barnes asking her to shoot the three and not going to oblige. And now she's going to try to drive this one in. And going to be a Lady Eagle ball now. Pritchard with it now. Still, just great defense here by the Raiders. And a nice screen set there by Sabrina Kellett. And Love was playing such intense defense that she ran into that pick pretty hard.
So focused on making sure to stay in front of her girl that just collided there with Sabrina Kellett.
And now Coach Jason Smith for the Lady Raiders all the way out on the court, having words with the refs. I guess he believes that pick might have been a little rough. Daniels now subbed in for Love.
Barnes got this one up top of the key. This is out to Grambling.
Grambling guarded by Wofford Bird. And that pass way too high. This is Daniels. Daniels driving. Going to miss that shot and fly out of bounds.
Poked loose on that one and going to remain Nettleton ball.
And here's Wofford Bird. Wofford Bird sets up. Not going to get that shot to fall. Now here's Young. Young puts up a shot. Not going to get that one to fall either. Benford now checking in. Grambling from three. That one way too short. Now the inbound for Pritchard. Here's Kellett. Kellett pulls up off the glass. She gets her own rebound. Off the glass again. Gets another rebound. Off the glass again. And she's not going to get that one to fall either. 0 for 3 on those attempts. But it will remain Lady Eagle ball.
You got to admire the fact that she just kept getting them back down there. She wasn't going to stop until she got points on the board.
And here she is again. Pulls up and can't drop that one either. Not a lot of points scored here in this third period. In fact, we've gotten 2 points from the Lady Eagles and 1 from the Lady Raiders. Woodruff to inbound this pass over to Eaton. Eaton pulls up from deep, and she's not going to get that one to fall. And rebound here by Benford. Coach Jason Smith.
Giving his input over there.
Very colorful input. And here's Woodruff down to Benford. Benford off the glass, can't get it to go. And she'll get fouled. And she gets sent to the line. Brooke Barnes with the foul. Benford misses her first attempt. Second attempt from the charity stripe. Good.
Makes this one a 10-point game. Brooke Barnes checking her options. Thinks she should drive it in herself. Decides to dish it back out to Tiffany Gramley.
Now Pritchard with it, guarded closely by Benford. Now here's Adams to Kellett, excuse me, and Kellett! Oh, he gets one to drop. A person draped all over her. Nonetheless, she gets it to fall.
Shelby Adams is going to come away with that steal off Eaton.
And now Kinley Pritchard going to slow things down. Coach Matt Dean is trying to order them to speed things up. And now here's Kinley Pritchard driving. Oh, tried it up and under, but
just too far underneath the rim on that one.
That would have been an insane move. And there's Benford with a nice shot. Lady Raiders using a 30-second timeout. And Jackson, it's been a better half from the Lady Eagles. Not necessarily points scored, but you can tell they've kind of got an idea of what they want to do.
They're getting a better handle on those primary playmakers on Nettleton's team, and that was kind of the big thing you needed to focus on before you could really figure out how to plug that defense. You had to figure out how to stop them from putting points up, just so you're not having to fight that the whole game.
And it's something they've, like you mentioned earlier, they've really excelled at in the few games that we've got to watch. They'll go to a halftime and come back, and they know what adjustments they needed to make, and that they will do what they have to do to make those adjustments.
Yeah, always fired up coming out of halftime, and they're showing that they have definitely made the adjustments so far.
And here's Kinley Pritchard now, just outside of the arch. Now Sabrina Kellett. And here's Brooke Barnes. Sabrina Kellett. And an unfriendly roll. She gets it back though. Second attempt goes.
Second time was the charm on that one. But got to admit, it did kind of look like that ball defied gravity the first time it went up. Kind of rolled around in that net.
And here's Daniels, or excuse me, not Daniels, that's Woodruff.
Kinley Pritchard pushing this one up the side.
And a nice dish to Noel, and kisses it off the glass. Easy 2 points.
Make it a 4-point game as well. 6 points, excuse me. That first one's going to fall for Eaton. And she makes it 2 for 2 for them. Brooke Justice is going to bring this one up right now. Finds Kelly Pritchard before she crosses the halfway line. Tiffany Grambling waiting for it at the top of the arc. Brooke Justice again with a 3. And she drains it.
Nice shot from Brooke Justice. One of our favorite sophomores to, excuse me, one of our favorite juniors we've had the opportunity to talk about this year, Jackson, is Brooke Justice. Just the insane plays that she's able to make on a nightly basis. We've had a good time watching her. Yeah,
she plays with a different kind of fire completely. You can tell how bad she wants every single play. Tiffany Grambling puts that one down.
And just like that, Jackson, we've got ourselves a game. And here's Benford.
An unfortunate foul on that one.
Our first shot from the charity stripe. Not going to get it to fall. And she will make that second one.
Brooke Justice bringing this one up.
And she gets it back from Pritchard. And she's driving, kicking over to Grambling. Grambling puts a shot up and gets it to the shot.
They got to push this one up fast. Number 11 there waiting for him. And they're going to call it a walk. Just let those feet slide.
And a 3-point game here. 11 seconds here in the third period. Here's Noel. Noel driving. She's going to get that one blocked. And now 4 seconds remaining here in this third period. Lady Raiders pulls up from 3. Too short.
What a way to end that third quarter, Kate. We were talking about how we'd only seen 2 and 1 points respectively from both those teams. And now look at what happened.
And they exploded there at the end. They heard me say that, Jackson.
Yeah, it turns out that maybe they were just waiting, they were biding their time to really show everybody what these offenses were capable of, because we got a really good taste of it. Kate, tell me what you think Greene County State has to do to win this one.
Well, what we've seen right there as they hit their stride there in that third period, you could definitely tell when the threes start to fall, they really start to fall for the Lady Eagles. And that's the ability that this team's had. That's the ability this team has always had. If they get hot from deep, they are a hard team to beat. And right now, that's what they're starting to do. They are starting to heat up from beyond the arc. And if they can keep that going, there's a possibility that this game will be a lot closer than we thought it was going to be when we're coming out of that half.
Yeah, we saw Justice and we saw Grambling both really start to get the motions into work there, showing that this team, really can turn this around no matter how sloppy they look sometimes, no matter how difficult offensive points were coming towards them. They can make this turnaround happen and fast. Pritchard with this one on Tiffany Grambling across the arc, and that was going to fall out of bounds for her, out of the rim, and it's going to roll right back into Eagle possession with that bad catch. Looks like Tiffany Grambling's going to the line here. Gramblin's going to sink that first one. And gets both points from the line. Going to bring this one within 1 point, Caden.
And it's closest it's been all. Excuse me. It's been the close. It's the closest it's been all night. My mic kept falling there. Sorry. And we see Kinley Pritchard playing smothering defense. And now here's Love driving. Too much on it. TP Grambling with the rebound.
Good to see Love back on court as well.
And now they've got the ability, or excuse me, the opportunity to capitalize here and take the lead. But Justice driving. And too much on that shot, but I believe she will be making her way to the charity stripe.
Did a great job of planting herself in front of the defender in that forward motion. Made it very obvious that she just was pushing her off her spot. Going to go ahead and take two from the line.
And what we've seen so much from Brooke Justice this season is the ability for her to make her own shot. Right there, that is not an easy shot, but we've seen her make it several times. And right there, she doesn't get it to fall, but she'll get an opportunity to make up for it here at the free throw line.
And she's going to sink it there, tying this game up. And Nettleton's going to send number 22, Benford, back in this game. Justice manages to make both. Nettleton Lady Raiders moving fast here, trying to push this ball up. Brooke Justice is going to manage to come away with the steal. Tiffany Grambling on the way there, and she's going to put that one up and sent to the line.
And Jackson, we've said her name several times already in the last 5-10 minutes. There she goes again, an insane steal right there, a big play that had to be made. She keeps the ball in bounds. She gets it up to Tiffany Grambling. And now they've got the opportunity to add on to this lead.
Another thing that was very reminiscent of those steals we kept seeing from Nettleton that really turned the tides earlier in this game. And maybe we're seeing a little bit of what Tech had earlier come back, and maybe it's going to push them towards the victory here. As we said, they're up 2 points right now. And Tiffany Grambling gets both from the line.
Now here's Eaton with it. Eaton calling for a screen. Benford. Here's Wofford Bird. Now over to Daniels. Daniels driving. Gets it to fall. Kinley Pritchard for three.
A great shot there from the corner. And Eaton tries to match with her own, but is off the mark. And it's going to come down. And it's on Eaton. No, it's not on Eaton, excuse me. It's going to send number 4 to the line. Kinley Pritchard going to pull this rebound down. Got all the time in the world. She's got 4 points up on Nettleton right now.
And now here's Brooke Justice with it now at the top of the key. Over to Tiffany Grambling. Grambling going to get called for a walk. And now here's Woodruff with it. Down low, Sabrina Kellett with the steal. And now Tiffany Grambling with it. Playing conductor at the top of the key. Now over to Justice. Justice doing what she can. Driving. Kick. Over to Grambling. Grambling thinks about it. Pulls up from three. Bang!
sending some fans over here on the home side to their feet.
And I believe that was a blocked shot by Tiffany Gramling. Tiffany Gramling now on fire, making this second half her half.
Going to send Young to the line here off that shooting foul. Tiffany Gramling looking for an option here.
And now the full court press is on. A timeout called. Coach Dean wants to talk this one over. So, just like that, the Lady Eagles are on top of the Lady Raiders, 47-43. And Jackson, last time we got to the time to discuss what was happening, we said they will live and die by the three. They are living, and they are living well.
Yeah, Kinley, Brooke, and Tiffany, all three have made humongous impacts, on this game so far, purely because of what they're doing from behind the arc.
And Jackson, and something I'm noticing right now, earlier in this game, I was able to sit here and just talk with you. Now I'm having to raise my voice because of how loud this arena is right now. It's rocking. It really is. And it's this crowd, once they get into this game with these Lady Eagles, and they do it with the boys too, once they get into it, there is definitely a home court advantage right here at GCT Arena.
Absolutely. We saw, like you mentioned, multiple fans get up off their feet after that three-point shot, and don't expect them to find their seats anytime soon because this is an extremely entertaining game.
So now Tiffany Gramling to inbound. Over to Sabrina Kellett, and she's going to throw it right back to Tiffany. Gramling having herself a night. She's already up to 17 points in this second half. She is now guarded by Walford Bird. And Sabrina Kellett thinks about the three. Here's Brooke Justice down low, turns, shoots, and it gets to fall. Just every one of these girls right now playing out of their mind, knowing that this is a big game and they have to win it.
Yeah, with the Nettleton Lady Raiders coming into this game 11-1, this is a big impact statement. If they can go ahead and put them to 11-2, going to show what this Greene County Tech Lady Eagles team is made of.
Tasia Young there with a nice shot, showing off a couple of the post moves. Now here's Elizabeth Knoll, draining her first attempt.
Has the chance to push it to 6, and it's going to stay at 5. Eaton with the step, and just off the mark, Brooke Justice coming down with that rebound, pressing this one up.
And we've seen her make her fair share of plays tonight. Let's see what she does here. 4 minutes remaining here. Oh, and she tries to spin.
A great steal from Eaton.
And that was, you're right, it was good. That was seemingly like, she just grabbed it. Like Brooke was dribbling, and all of a sudden, the Lady Raider was dribbling.
Yeah, she was ready to take off as well, but she had just read that one perfectly. She watched that spin come through, and before really even Brooke knew it, it was back in Eaton's hands. Eaton's going to make that one fall. Make it 2 for 2. Brooke Barnes going to have her chance to bring this one up. Using some handles on this one. Looking for that screen by Kinley Pritchard, but it's going to be fouled.
And now here's Woodruff driving. Not enough on that one. And a pass right back to Love, and Love is going to capitalize there.
Keeping this one within a possession in a very crucial moment in this game. Caden, I've asked you plenty about Greene County Tech. What do you think Nettleton has done to get themselves behind at this point?
And at this point, it's looking like what they had going in that first half with Young, and we saw Young hit a pretty nice shot, and it took a lot of skill what she just did there. The post move, it was nice. You like to see what she was doing, but she's not been as impactful in the second half as she was in the first half. And a lot of what was happening, what we mentioned, Jackson, the Lady Eagles weren't playing bad in the first half. Their shots just weren't falling. Now that the Lady Eagles shots are falling, it's a different ball game, and these girls are hot, and now they're going to keep on riding that wave. When you're hot, you can take heat checks and expect them to fall, which is what we've seen Brooke Justice do, we've seen Tiffany Gramling do. Just crazy shots you wouldn't typically see someone take, but they're taking them and they're making them. So it's going to come down to whether or not the Lady Raiders can get up there, play that defense they were playing early in this game, and affect the shots.
Rifles it down to Kinley Pritchard here.
Kinley Pritchard.
Waits for Tiffany to come back up here. Going to hand it back off to her, but Barnes looking for it out wide.
That was a nice pass, Jackson.
It was.
Just right up the seam.
Do you think she'd be interested in quarterbacking next year?
Who knows? Barnes with it now. Surveying the court now. A pick set by Kinley Pritchard. Sabrina Kellett.
Barnes with the fairly open lane there. It seemed like she almost should have taken that one up, but maybe choosing to kill more clock at this point.
I believe that's what they're going for, but I don't know if that's the right method. I think maybe they should try to go ahead and try to get some more points.
And they're going to draw the foul here anyways.
Barnes makes her first attempt from the free throw line. Not able to get her second attempt.
Stays 2 possessions at this point. Love holding it out wide.
Love driving. Too much on it. And here's Walford Bird. Bird makes it.
A great way to just push it over those Eagles defenders there and manage to get the easy layup.
53-51 now. Just over 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. Elizabeth No lines up a shot. Bang! What a shot from No.
Barnes almost picks that one off, and just off for Eaton there. Comes in, tries to steal that rebound, but manages to slap it out of bounds.
And looks like they were going to try to toss that one deep to Kinley Pritchard again. Coach switched to a little bit of cover 4 instead of cover 2. And that's going to be a turnover, and it could possibly be a costly turnover. And play is going to get stopped here. Tiffany Gramling takes a tumble. The first attempt from the free throw line, no good.
Maven gets one of her 2 to fall. Sabrina Kelt's going to catch this one in, give it right back to Tiffany Gramling.
And now Barnes with it at the top of the key.
Losing this one a little bit, but it's going to remain Eagle ball.
And the Lady Raiders really still continuing that physical nature that they had at the beginning of this one. Here's Sabrina Kellett now, back to Tiffany Gramling. Guarded closely by Love. Love, probably one of the best defenders. Now here's Pritchard. Thought about driving, wasting clock now. Over to Barnes. Barnes over to Gramling. That pass gets tipped.
Gramling wasn't worried about where that one was going, to be honest with you. She kind of waited for that one to come to her.
And now here's over to Kellett. And a costly mistake. That one's going to fly out of bounds.
Went wide. Thought Kellett might have been able to shake her guard there and hold out there and maybe get that mid-range 2 there, but didn't work out.
And now they're rolling the ball in. The clock does not start until the ball is touched. Love with it now. Now here's Eaton driving, kicking, making, Young. And a 2-point game, Jackson, and this game is coming down to the wire.
Yeah, nail biter for sure. 2 very talented teams coming in at 11-1 for Nettleton and 7-4 for Greene County Tech. 2 potential powerhouses coming into this season now, and they're showing that both teams have a legitimate threat to go deep in the playoffs later. Sabrina Kell waiting there for her. Gives it back to Tiffany Gramling.
Tiffany Gramling now turning on the Jets. And another steal.
They're going to call that one a shooting foul. Going to send number 11 there, Young, to the line. Much to the dismay of the home crowd here.
And Gramling gets her feet set and everything. Regardless, they're going to call this one on her. And with that, they're going to tie this game up, Jackson. Brooke Barnes with it.
About to make for a very intense 60 seconds here of this
I'm
game.
about to say, under a minute left. Let's see. And
they tip
another
that one
steal.
off.
Here's Love. Good.
And this game has flipped in the matter of about 5 seconds, Caden.
But here's the thing. The Nettleton crowd celebrating like that's the game winner. There's still just under a minute remaining in this one. This is still a ball game. It's a basket difference.
The confetti has not hit just yet. They've still got about 55 seconds, I believe, left on this clock. And it's the most important 50 seconds of the game. There's only 2 points separating these teams. And as we've seen, Tech from 3 so far, extremely streaky, but they're extremely good at this very moment in time.
And looking back on this game, if there's going to be one talking point, it's going to be turnovers, costly mistakes. And we saw the pass out of bounds from Noel. We've seen so many steals. These Lady Raiders just play that. They're aggressive on defense. They are going to go. They're going to bite on the pass. They're going to go for the steal. They're going to play as physical. They're going to play as physically as you let them play.
And it really seems like they've done a great job of tiring out the Lady Eagles, because you're seeing them kind of lose that step to the ball. You're seeing them kind of drag a little bit behind, and that's really costing them in a crucial moment.
And you wouldn't imagine physicality being something that comes into account with a basketball game. That if you're a shooting team like this team is, the Golden State Warriors in the NBA, one of the best game plans to go against that team is to play physical. As we see Brooke Barnes now with it, the defense smothering her. Here's Sabrina Kellett driving, turns around, pulls up, not going to get it to fall. And this ball going to be called out on the Lady Eagles.
Coach is going to end up calling a timeout for Nettleton.
And 2 points different here, Jackson. It's that right there. Another costly turnover. And that will be, looking back on this game, that will be the one word we use to break this one down. The turnovers. The turnovers ended up costing them.
Yeah, and that defining moment where the game was so close, just to have given up that big spot and really risk the game, all in the matter of about 5 seconds.
And like we said earlier, the game's not over yet, but with the pace it's going right now. And going back to what we were touching on earlier, Jackson, the physicality, the physical nature of this defense, you see it happen all the time in the NBA. The Warriors, that was such a powerful, hard-to-beat team. It seemed like they were unbeatable. Then teams started to realize that point guard, Steph Curry, if you rough him up a little bit, play some tough defense on him, that shakes his game up. And that's what they're doing here. When you're a team that shoots so much like the Lady Eagles, if they're physical, it'll be hard to hit your rhythm while you're a shooting team. And now
looks like Eaton's ready to shoot hers from the line already. Just ran right into that spot.
Here comes the charity stripe attempts here. Intentional foul there by Kinley Pritchard.
Making both could just about see the end of this game. And it looks like they won't have to worry about that.
And that is a sight for sore eyes at this point. You love seeing that ball hit iron if you're a Lady Eagle fan. And she will make that one, making it a 3-point game. 20 seconds remaining. Jackson, what's the play here?
You're looking for Tiffany Gramling out on the 3. That's your most consistent hand right now, and that's what you have to keep you back in this game. And you can't settle for anything less. And this trap right here,
Matt Dean had been calling a timeout for a very long time, and in a loss like this, it's a lot harder on you than a blowout.
Yeah, because you can pinpoint the moment where you lost control of the game, or where you really, that slip up just led to a big avalanche. And in a blowout, the things to target are so much more broad. Here, you can really see the score in the game slipping away from you.
You'll sit there and you'll mull on it, and you'll know what you did wrong. Regardless of the outcome, a great outing from these Lady Eagles. They're in that stretch from the end of the third period to the beginning of that fourth period just seemed like they were unstoppable. And you love seeing that. It's great basketball.
A great example of what they can be if they're on their hottest form. And something that we look forward to watching more and more as the season transpires.
And Elizabeth Knoll there with the intentional foul. Love will get her opportunity to shoot from the free throw line.
You need to miss both here and then push this one up fast. You got 3.7 seconds left.
I'm not sure of the situation with timeouts for the Lady Eagles. They have none left. Timeout called.
The Raiders are going to call this one.
Lady Raiders will call the timeout here. If you put up this three and it falls,
we're looking at overtime. And an extremely...
Who gets the ball? Who's shooting the shot?
It's the exact same scenario as I laid out earlier. Tiffany Grambling is the person I feel most comfortable with taking my shot right now.
Even with the Lady Raiders knowing that it's going to Tiffany Grambling?
Yes. You're going to have to do a lot of designing, and if you just really don't feel confident enough that you can get her just in that slight window that she's going to need, you're looking at Kinley.
And we've seen her shoot contested threes.
And she
as
can
long
make
as
them.
we can remember. We've seen her the last couple seasons.
And
a contested three is an open three for her.
Realistically, this is something for the inbounder to be calling. You're looking at who's shadowing who, and if you could just find just a little bit of space for either one of those girls, you're firing it over there with that last 3.7 seconds, and you're going to see what you can make fall.
So we'll see what transpires here. Tiffany Grambling all the way down. 3.7 seconds. That's going to be a fast transition. Here it is. 2 seconds remaining. Here's Tiffany Grambling from deep. No good, just short. And like we mentioned, Jackson, just a hard way to lose the final here. 59-56. The Lady Raiders on top. We'll be right back with the boys game.
to Greene County Tech, home of the Golden Eagles. Our second game tonight, we welcome in the Nettleton Raiders. Starting lineup for the Raiders. Number 1, Kevin Fulton. Number 2, Torrance Tuberville. Number 23, Charles Moore. Number 32, Marion McFadden. And number 40, Jarquavius Kane. Now starting for your Golden Eagles, wearing number 0, Zane Butler. Number 2, Pistol Peyton Lawback. Number 11, Cade Kinsella. Number 21, Jake Boland. And number 23, Mason Forbes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the second game of this action-packed field night. And we've got ourselves a good one, Jackson. Our Greene County Tech Golden Eagles are coming into this game 11-1. That's crazy. That's a pretty impressive record for these boys. Then the Nettleton Raiders are coming into this game 6-3. So, Jackson, you know what the Greene County Tech Golden Eagles like to do. What do they have to do to succeed in this game?
Get Zane Butler's offense running. You know that you have very talented pieces around him like Lawback, you got Kinsella, Jake Boland's a very young, exciting player. You just have to get those running through, and it all starts with Zane Butler because he is your facilitator.
You know, everyone understands that Butler is the man on this team. And we'll start it out here. Number 1,
Kevin Fulton.
And this one over to McFadden. McFadden back to Fulton. Back to McFadden. McFadden driving, scoring. And Zane Butler doing something like, if we were to highlight some of the things he does well. That's something we just saw right there. The change of pace, his quickness. He can change speed and change directions extremely well.
He's so talented just breaking with that ball.
And here he is driving, kicking, over to Lawback. Lawback bounces it off his head. I'm sure he did that intentionally.
Yeah, you think that was just for a little bit of flair?
I'm sure it was. Trying to get this team ready to go. And a nice little pass. Here's Jake Boland. Boland kicks it over to Kinsella. There's
a
two
crowded
men.
corner there.
The spacing a little off. Here's Boland now. Lawback wide open. Not anymore. Pulls up.
Still going to go down. Still a great shot from Peyton Lawback there.
And we've seen him sit. If we've seen anyone hit contested shots, it's Peyton Lawback.
Yeah, he did a great job when him and Kinsella were trapped up in this corner together of just slipping down the side and kind of getting away from that defender. And luckily enough, he comes down with a 3.
McFadden pulling up from 3. That one's short. All iron.
Won't match for one of his own.
Butler with the rebound now. Here's Kinsella. The hesitation. Oh, my goodness. Too much on that right there. Here's Jarquavius Kane. He's going to kick this one to Fulton before this play is going to get stopped here. And Jackson, going back to who we were talking about earlier, Peyton Lawback. You and me have been a fan of this guy since last year when we saw him getting JV minutes. And towards the end of the season, we started to see him get more and more minutes in the game. As right there, McFadden scores another 2.
Yeah, it was well documented last year that we really enjoyed what we saw kind of coming back in here, watching those JV games, a little bit at the end of the games if they were winning pretty heftily. And he's done enough to impress to get from the JV starting lineup right onto the Eagles starting lineup in the next year. So
after that quick knockdown for McFadden, it's toward a three here. The law back three we saw earlier, and Fulton almost steals that handoff quick right there. Here's Lawback now, back over to Bolin. Bolin down to Butler, Butler up, and he's going to get blocked on that attempt. And Mason Forbes going to get tripped up there by Kane, unintentionally though. No foul called. And number 23 here, Moore kicks to Kane. Kane goes up, too strong for the Eagles.
Jarquavius Kane listed at 6'5" overall, or 6'5" height. A very difficult and just ginormous size comparatively to these high school students. And you look at the front of Lawback and Butler, both relatively undersized. That could be a big problem.
So we see Butler lose his footing, and then the ball is going to come all the way down. Kane going to miss that that layup. He's going to get a free throw attempt now.
And he sinks his first from the line. Zane Butler's going to bring this one up. Zane Butler looking for options at the top of the key. He's going to rifle this one into Cade Kinsella. He's going to press back and past his man and get the foul.
Bolin now on the inbound. Here's Kinsella. Over to Butler. And number 32, here's McFadden slamming it down.
Such an impressive show of athleticism in basketball. Just putting that dunk up in high school, rattling the rim, getting the crowd off their feet.
He saw his opportunity. He had the free run there. Nothing stopping him, so he went ahead and jammed it down. Now Butler with the ball.
Brendan Chambers in at this point in the game.
Here's Butler to the cup. And lots of contact while he was in the air there. Nothing called though. As Fulton's going to come down here and put up a quick two.
Butler's going to get another opportunity. Going to pick this one up. Sends it back to Chambers, who's going to send it to Jake Bolin.
Ball over to Butler. Kinsella down low, turning, and not scoring. Chambers comes away with it. Back to Kinsella. Kinsella not able to get it to fall. Tough night for him so far. Here's Fulton pulling up from three. That one's too far to the left. Chambers comes down with the rebound. Kane, I don't know what happened there, but had him in the air. And Butler going to take this one down the court.
Lawback looking for an opportunity. Kicks it back out to Jake Bolin. He's going to send it inside to Brendan Chambers for the easy two.
Hamilton sends this one over to McFadden. Down low to Kane. And
Going to go against Nettleton there.
a charge. Hamilton playing good coverage here on Butler. And Lawback pass gets away from him there. And Chambers just takes the dribble. And now here's Butler coming back. Pulls up from deep. Bang! His first points of the night.
Very reminiscent of a certain point guard that we had here last year who loved the heat check.
And big number 0 there for the Raiders. That is Pregame. Zane Butler with a nice and one puts them right back in it. And speaking of that anonymous point guard that you were mentioning earlier, Jackson, an outing against the Nettleton Raiders last year put up 48 points.
The similarities just keep building.
And it's good. You have to be, as a coach, you have to be so glad that if you lose someone like that, you have such an outstanding prospect to step into that role. And he's done well so far, hitting it in stride.
Yeah, Peyton Guillot did miles and miles of work for Zane Butler in that mentor role, kind of making sure he was still shaping his craft coming off as the backup point guard last season.
As Fulton's going to hit an easy 3. Pass over to Lawback. Lawback, another turnover. Here's Fulton. Fulton with the last second dish to number 2, Tuberville. Easy 2 points right under the basket. There's Bolin now, covered by Hamilton. Trying to show off the handles a little bit here. Here's Kinsella at the top of the key. Thought about the 3. Giving a quick few stabs. Butler waiting for the team to move around a little bit. Here's Kinsella. Still yet to score.
Underneath the basket has not been the Eagles' friend so far.
And a charge there by Hamilton. Jackson Carr into this game now.
Brenner Chambers almost loses the ball on that one. Zane Butler's going to end up catching it, though.
Zane Butler. Here's Shad Vaughn now to Jackson Carr. Jackson Carr over to Chambers. Chambers back to Carr. Almost going to be picked off here by McFadden. And here's McFadden shooting a 3. Not going to get it to fall. Jake Bolin with the rebound. Zane Butler now. Pulls up, and it falls. Zane Butler already getting hot, has 8 points. And you could see it down there after he had that shot drop. You could really tell him he was flexing. He's really starting to feel it.
Yeah, you can tell that energy's coming to him at this point. He's really starting to figure it out.
Number 23, Moore, tries to throw up a shot. Not going to get it to fall, though. And after the buzzer had already sounded, they're going to go ahead and give him this foul. He's able to drain one of the two.
That'll send the end of the first quarter in 17-13 to your Nettleton Raiders.
And Jackson, so far here in this first period, what did you see?
I've seen a lot of just sloppiness, really. You're seeing a lot of points in the game where they're taking these shots that just really don't need to be happening, or you're seeing a lot of turnovers or just a lot of unnecessary things that need to be polished up. Very similar notes to what we had in the girls' game as well, but still the same notes all the same. You have to go in and you have to fix some of these meaningless moves that you're making. Zane Butler taking that one to the hole, and he's going to let that one sink.
He just elevates differently. He just glides to the cup, and it's like there's a magnet in the ball. It's gonna fall. 10 points already here in this first half as we see Fulton pull up and drain a three.
Lawback pulls that one, and it looks like that's going to be a 3+1 there.
And he's going to have the opportunity to turn this into a 4-point play.
Brendan Chambers spiking that one away from the rest of the team, but will end up being Nettleton's ball anyways.
And right there, Fulton trying to show off some of the moves, takes it to the cup. He's going to get a blocking foul called.
Gets that one to sink. Zane Butler brings this one up court. Finds Kate Kinsella. And Jake Bowen out on the wing trying to drive in there. He's going to put one up.
He's going to get fouled and sent to the line. And McFadden going to come down with it. And here's Fulton. Pass down to number 5 for the Nettleton Raiders. And he's going to throw up a shot. He's not going to get it to fall. Here's Kinsella now making a run with it. Bolin with it.
Butler looking a little upset that he wasn't the one getting that one on the fast break.
He's wide open there on the arc. no shot given to him. He's pretty upset about it. And Fulton showing up a circus shot. Not going to get the fall. Gets his own rebound. And
slaps that one out from Pigram's hands.
number 23 there. Tried to go back up with that shot. Moore for the Raiders. Not going to get it to fall.
And Chambers falls down there. Slides into number 32 and Jake Boland.
Ace Forbes checking back into this game.
As well as Dawson Greer.
Dawson Greer also checking in.
No, doesn't. Looks like Shad Vaughn will be replacing him on that one, actually.
And Butler so quick. You saw it right there. Wasn't able to exactly get the block, but he did make up. He slipped and he managed to come back from that. Moore going to move down now. Here goes Moore stopping, popping, and dropping. That was a new one. I kind of liked it.
Maybe we workshop it.
Maybe. And here's Kinsella now in the post, working on Pigram. And some visible frustrations from Zane Butler. Too many mistakes. And we saw this early in the girls' game. Possibly going to end up biting them towards the end of this one. You're going to have to play from behind.
As I said a little bit earlier, the notes that you really had to take from the first quarters of those games were extremely similar. And there's more parallels being drawn right now, like you're saying, the turnovers, really struggling to break that offense open yet.
And here we have Shad Vaughn working down here on the wing. Now here's Kinsella, back to Vaughn. Vaughn's driving, kicking out to Forbes. Forbes pulling up. Oh, hitting the backboard. Here's Fulton. Fulton accelerating and finishing.
Did a great job of driving that one into the lob back and then just slowing down all of a sudden.
Change of speed there, maybe on par with Zane Butler. And Mason Forbes going to lose his balance there. That ball is free, and now Shad Vaughn comes up with it, driving, Euro stepping, and finishing. I don't know. Oh, it will stand. Okay, I was not sure.
It will end up being an and one.
A little Euro step there.
Yeah, he got that leg just kind of trapped behind the defender and just kind of swung him the wrong way, and luckily enough, the ball ended up right where it's supposed to be.
In the basket.
Yeah.
Opportunity to turn this into a three-point play. And the unfriendly bounce for him. And I can't seem to get a hold of my pin. Rebound goes to Cade Kinsella. He wins that fight. And Shad Vaughn again, driving, putting that shot up. Forbes comes down with it. Kinsella smothered by three Raiders there. He's going to get his opportunity to make up for that. And in and out on that first attempt. And short on that one, and Zane Butler able to get up under it and get the rebound and put it up. We see Moore make that free throw. Makes the second one.
Butler's going to run this one up the court. Looking call for all of his options here. 4 points separating this game.
And now Vaughn with it at the top of the key. He's going to put it over to Butler. Butler driving, kicking out to Carr. Carr pulling up. Bang! Moore with it, back to Fulton. Fulton alone at the top of the key here. Back to Moore, back to Fulton. You see this Eagle defense in that zone shifting wherever the ball goes, they shift towards it.
Fulton holding this one at the top of the key.
Great. It's just, you love seeing that defense work together. And look to see if the Raiders can somehow pull up some kind of zone killer.
They don't really seem to have the answers yet. Still working on it, seeing what Fulton can produce.
And Moore just going to pull up from three.
I guess there's your zone killer that you were talking about.
And he's going to drop it.
And they leave Zane Butler down here by himself to throw it in and receive it, I guess, but
going to get the rebound, though, and he's going to accelerate. Checks to see the options here, and he doesn't have anyone.
they're going to say Zane Butler basically walked out of bounds on that one. Going to give it right back to Nettleton.
Butler visibly upset with that right there. No call.
And believe me, if Zane Butler's upset, you're going to see it.
Lawback tries to play some defense right there on number 5 for the Raiders. That right there is Anderson. Anderson drops one. Here's Vaughn. Vaughn over to Kinsella. Kinsella down low to Carr. Just a miscommunication there. Not able to get a hold of that ball. Now here's Fulton with it. And Butler on an island here. And here's more driving. Not going to count.
Dawson Greer will actually get his shot to check in this time.
Look to see if Zane Butler can capitalize here. The ability to have his hands on the ball to start this possession. See Lawback cutting across. Here's Kinsella, a toss over to Greer. And here's Lawback driving. Not able to get it to drop. And the ball in Kinsella's hands. Call that ball. Kinsella going to take his shots here from the free throw line. Graham handling the ball here. Over to Anderson. Anderson tries to go up for a shot. Not going to fall. It's going to be out on Anderson. Raiders going to call a timeout here.
With just 31 seconds left. The Eagles are down by 5. Now at this point you have to assume that the Nettleton Raiders are going to try to hold off to get that last shot. Don't let it take coming back any farther. Based on what you've seen so far, who in a Nettleton uniform do you put it in their hands?
It's definitely Fulton. Fulton's got the hot hand, and it looks to be like he can make the most out of what he has. And it's an interesting showdown that we've got going on because you've got the debatably the best players on both teams. Zane Butler squared off against, Kevin Fulton. And that's a matchup that's going to be exciting as this night progresses. And you've not really seen either of these offensives really as Fulton throws up a 3.
Wasn't holding for the last shot, but I think he'll take that.
It's a nice shot right there. And he'll have 15 on the night. Here's Greer. Greer's going to have his shot blocked. Fulton with it now. And a call here. Not sure on what, but
really didn't even seem like he got much of anything on that play, ball or hand. It looked like he was waiting for Fulton to arrive, and Fulton kind of beat the momentum to him, I guess. Either way, it will send him to the line. Make it 17.
and there's Butler replying. And at half, it'll go out with your Greene County Tech Golden Eagles trailing 30-38. We'll be right back for the second half. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to this second half of action where your Greene County Tech Golden Eagles are down 30-38. Jackson, what has to happen here in the second half? We saw it happen with the girls. They made some adjustments, changed the game plan up a little bit, came back out in the second half, looked like a different team. Not necessarily that they have to make a change here, but what do the boys need to do to make it more competitive?
They need to clean up these shots. It's the exact same notes we're pulling from the game before because these teams are coached very similarly, and you can tell that anytime they're playing because it really feels like a ripple effect. When the girls' team starts off a little cold, the guys' team's bound to do it, and the same thing has happened tonight. And so they have to clean up their shots just like the girls did in the second half.
And we're going to continue to see this battle go on between Fulton and Butler.
An exciting battle.
Fulton currently has 17, while Butler has 14.
Brendan Chambers is going to take this one out.
Butler with it now is going to bring this one up the court. And down low to Kinsella, back to Butler. Over here in the corner. Butler's going to think about driving. Doesn't have the corner. He's going to kick this one out to Lawback. Lawback over to Bolin. Bolin over to Chambers in the corner. Now a handoff to Butler. Butler to Bolin. Bolin driving. Kick out to Butler. Butler driving. And you could tell he wanted to kick that ball out. No one to kick it to, though. Now here's Fulton wide open. Bang.
Are consistent in Nettleton's offense so far. Kevin Fulton has just been wildly impressive in this game. Matching up against Zane Butler, like you mentioned at the top of the half, he's coming out stronger than Zane Butler.
Driving and kicking now. Here's Anderson. Too far to the right. And we see Butler save that pass. Now Kinsella able to get out of there. He's going to kick this one over to Bolin. Bolin driving. Scoring. His first points of the night. Butler all over Fulton. And here's Kane. Kane airballing from the wing. Trying a little baseline pull up. Not going to work. Here's Butler weaving, pulling up. Not going to get it to fall, though. Here's Chambers, though, on the putback. Solid effort from him. Here's Anderson. Anderson calling for some help. Gives it over to Fulton. Here's Fulton giving it to Kane. Kane pulls up. Drops it. And now, down low to Kinsella. Kinsella over Chambers. Chambers pulls up. Bang!
You saw him at the end of that play holster his gun there.
All right, there's 5 straight points from Chambers. Tuberville very upset with a play call. He had a very distasteful look on his face. And there we see McFadden go back up with it. He's going to get the score, and he might have a chance at the end one.
They're going to give him the opportunity here. And he's going to keep it at 2 as Peyton Lawback tries to rebound that one.
Fulton trying to do a little too much there. There's Chambers to inbound it. Butler going to bring this one up. We'll see Chambers at the top of the key. Butler with it now, going to pull up. Too much on that one. Rebounded by Anderson. Butler not been able to hit some of those shots from outside the arc. He's going to have to try to work on that if he wants to try to get them back in this game.
Fulton went down with a little bit of a bump there, but he should be all right.
.21 on the night from Fulton.
Fulton makes his second.
Here's Chambers now.
A 10-point game now.
Here's Lawback. Butler over to Bolin. Bolin looking, finding Lawback. Lawback back to Bolin. Back to Lawback. Lawback pulls up. Too short. And here's Fulton now, guarded by Butler. Stepping, crossing.
Great block from Blendon Chambers there.
And here's Lawback, easy layup. He's going to pass this one back to Carr. And oh my goodness.
I think McFadden's might have been a little bit better. I'll take it back.
Sends that one into the stands.
Yeah, he got a little bit of air underneath him on that one and sent the ball right back.
You see Bolin now, once again searching for Butler, finds him. Butler driving, scoring. Butler finally getting his points, his inaugural points of the second half.
Calling for that help defense right after he scores the points. He knew that they were going to try to come back on that fast break mentality.
Kane, easy. Drops that shot. It's going to give him 7 on the night. Kinsella draped all over him there. Still able to make that one fall. Here's Chambers now searching, finding Lawback. And Butler's going to pull up, and that one's too far to the left. Kinsella's going to take a fall there.
This will be a 60-second timeout.
60-second timeout now called for the Golden Eagles. And Jackson, something's got to happen here to make this 10-point deficit, get it back into being a ball game for the Eagles. Do you think they're relying too heavily on Zane Butler?
I think that they have other options, and they're trying to explore those options, but the options are just not working for them right now. Lawback, Kinsella, Forbes, Bolin, you're not really seeing a whole lot of productivity out of those guys right now. And while Zane Butler has managed to put up 16 points, he's not just been the most consistent yet either. They're just having a lot of difficulties getting that ball moving, and it's in the third quarter. That's something they should be well past at this point. So while they're down 10 points, they better capitalize fast, or else this game's going to slip out of their hands very fast.
So, like we mentioned, 10-point game here. Just under 3 minutes remaining here in this third period. Bolin to inbound. Drops this one over the top to Kinsella, and a quick 2 points. Something they really needed. And McFadden with it. Back to Fulton. Chambers with another impressive play. Chambers really playing out of his mind tonight.
Yeah, he's made great work of the minutes he's been given.
The best at it, Coach Gio conducting the team from the courtside seat. Well, he never takes a seat. He's always standing over there.
No, one of his big selling points, one of his big strategies of coaching is to always be verbal and to always be loud and pacing across that sideline, making sure every single player can hear you.
Here's Lawback now. Puts this one back to Butler. Butler trying to create space. Getting to get it on Hamilton. A defensive switch here, no longer covered by Fulton, and Kinsella turns and scores. What was a cold night to begin with is suddenly turned into back-to-back buckets.
Something I was talking about right before they came out of that timeout. They have to increase productivity, and you're seeing those guys like Kinsella, like Chambers, really come to step up.
And Fulton able to hit a three with Butler draped all over him. And Butler driving, not able to finish. And now here's Tuberville. And McFadden trying to bring the rim down. There's Bigram. Gets this ball over to Hamilton.
It looks like their strategy is to hold for the last 30-something seconds of this game, or for the quarter, excuse me.
Slowing this one down. Now the Raiders scrambling for a shot. They may have waited too long. Here's Hamilton. Floater falls. And that will bring it into that third period there, Jackson. Yeah, you can tell it's starting to get hot in here, and we'll see which team has more gas in the tank.
Yeah, with 11 points to go from Greene County Tech, we saw it just step in the right direction towards the end of that third quarter. But there's, like I said, there's still a long way to go. They've still got guys like Fulton that are doing great things. Kane's doing phenomenal still. You just have to watch out because they're going to keep putting up points. It's just who can do it faster.
And you could see there right there before everything kind of got out of hand, and we saw it with the girls' game. They were starting to close in, and then all of a sudden a couple of mistakes, and it's back to an 11-point lead. But another thing we saw in the girls' game, we want to keep referencing that, but like you mentioned earlier, a lot of parallels here, and what we're about to see here, hopefully, is a scramble back into this game from the Greene County Tech Golden Eagles.
We know their offense has enough firepower to do just that. It's just a matter of if it happens. And the players are joining the court again to resume the fourth quarter of this game.
And we'll see what it has in store. Chambers to inbound. Here's Lawback, guarded by Fulton. Previously guarded by Tuberville, now guarded by Fulton, who was guarding Butler. But as we mentioned, they have switched. Here's Butler driving, kicking. Over to Bolin. Bolin driving. Butler getting in his way. Chambers now driving and handing the ball straight to McFadden. And here's Fulton switching hands midair and finishing.
Chambers aggravated at the end of that one because no matter how hard he tried, he caught right back up with Fulton just for him to pull some trickery, get it on the other hand. He had no chance of blocking it.
Not what Coach wanted to come out of that period. And possibly here the 6-3 Raiders playing with a chip on their shoulder, trying to make a statement. These 11-1 Eagles are not better than us.
Yeah, you're walking in with kind of a surprising turn of events. Before the season started, I think it was a fair assumption to say Nettleton would be walking in here with the stronger team. Landon Johnson just went down with his injury. Only one real senior at all on this team. You had to believe that Nettleton maybe had the better roll of the dice on this one, but they come in inferior in record. You see Greene County Tech 11-1 through their first 12. Just an incredible start from Gio and his team.
Gio able to make great things happen. Such a great coach. And the guys really love to play for him. And here's Chambers driving, kicking, Lawback wide open. He needed to make that. He gets another shot, pulls
Did he
up.
do it the second time? No, he's going to pull down his own rebound this time.
Kicks it to Chambers, pulls up. Not even going to get that one to fall. McFadden finally brings down this rebound. Those 2 threes, you'd like to at least want to have one of them fall. And you really hate to see neither one go. And right there, the hit he took hard enough to get a little bit of verbal out of him. Here's Butler now, top of the key, over to Kinsella. Over to Chambers now. Lawback has it. Lawback driving, kicking. Chambers driving over to Butler. Butler able to catch that off his knee there. Now he's going to drive. Thinks about the stop and pop. Here's Greer. Bang!
Dawson Greer gets that 3 to finally sink. They tried 3 or 4 times right before that, just could not get it to fall. Dawson Greer finally going to break that one open. Anderson dribbling this one around. Number 32 is going to catch that for Brendan Chambers to block him at the glass. Passes it out to Lawback. They're on the fast break here. Kate Kinsella is going to take this one, passes it out to Dawson Greer.
And Fulton's going to stop this one before it gets started. He's just going to send that one out of bounds, stop it, slow it down, reset. And as you mentioned earlier, Greer had an opportunity to hit a 3 in the first half, not able to. His redemption there. Here's Butler. And it has been a cold, lonely night from beyond that arc. The Golden Eagles having a rough time hitting those shots. Here's Fulton. McFadden able to get that shot. And send this one, Kinsella with it now. Turns and throws up a little hook. Gets it to fall. Kinsella with 8. Fulton trying to get something going. Coach Gio exchanging words with the referee all the way across the court.
Does not seem like a smart plan, but
those whistles around their necks, pretty powerful.
Zane Butler's going to get this one in his hands and up the court. Dawson Greer from the corner is going to make that one fall. Make it an 8-point game.
Really showing up when they need him here.
Dawson Greer has been that missing man that they didn't really have earlier. He's come out here and he's kind of broken this offense loose.
He's definitely broken the seal. Gonna send Fulton to the line now after a couple of fancy moves. He's gonna get a trip to the line. Now here's Chambers over to Butler. 9-point game here. Here's Greer kicking the Lawback. Lawback pulls up. Too much on it. And no call there. And here's Hamilton driving. Not able to get it to drop. Here's Chambers with the rebound. I'm going to be really interested. I mean, we don't track the rebounds up here, but he's had plenty. Here's Greer for three. Oh, and he didn't get it to fall, but Chambers does. Well, what would have been an assist from him turns into a bucket.
And a rebound. He just continues to pile those up.
We don't keep track of all the stats up here. We just keep the points. I would really love to see Chambers' box score after this night.
I don't think it'd be crazy to assume that he is definitely leading the team in rebounds.
And Kinsella turning it on now, has double digits. And McFadden didn't want the three. And Fulton trying all of the fancy little tricks in his bag. Not able to get away from Butler, though. Butler playing some pretty decent defense. Something that he's not always given credit for. And
Chambers doing decent enough to stay in front of his man there.
Crowd getting a little excited over a couple of moves from Hamilton there. I guess you got to get excited over something.
I think they were trying to sell the fact that he was almost breaking his ankles on a few of those. More or less looked like he was just losing traction, but maybe they have a different view than me.
Regardless, Chambers, if that's the small victory that they'll have on him tonight, he has been killing them. As Butler and Lawback run into each other.
Great way of just contorting his body back into that formation just to put the easy layup.
Now here's Fulton. Fulton's got 30 on the night. And just a clear lane, and he'll take it every single time.
It's like he has speed boost.
And here's Butler, too short. Wallback going to come up, though, with the three. Here's Kinsella down low. The friendly roll. Kinsella, 12 points here in the second half. Slowly but surely, the Golden Eagles have crept back into this one.
7 points. Do you remember how many minutes were left? We're within the last two.
I believe we'll be able to see here in a few seconds.
but 7 points left and not a whole lot of game clock.
You're definitely going to need somebody to make those shots. You're going to have someone make the big shots when it matters. And right now, it definitely matters.
And what we hyped up as probably the biggest matchup of the night, Fulton has ended up, as of right now, with 32 points to Butler's 18. A combined 50 points between the 2 point guards of each respective team.
And just lofts it all the way down, and McFadden not able to get there and not able to capitalize on those rebounds. The Golden Eagles allow Kane to put up an easy layup. So there's a minute and a half left, 9-point game.
You don't have time to waste here. You have to be putting stuff up.
And here's Hamilton now. They're probably going to try their best to waste clock. Here's Fulton. A wide open McFadden. He's going to put up the easy layup. And here's Greer for three. Not able to get that one to fall. Here's Zane Butler. Steps back, drives off the backboard.
Jorquavius Kane with a great block off that one.
Just been a rough night for him.
And McFadden with a great finish.
And here's Greer. And with 19 seconds remaining. It'll remain a 9-point game. See Lawback driving and finishing. And that will wrap this one up. The Nettleton Raiders 72, your Greene County Tech Golden Eagles 65. Thank you for tuning into this game tonight. We hope you enjoyed it. For Tech TV, I'm Caden Brown.
And I'm Jackson McCarty.